Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back. We're going to be reading chapter 26. We are still reading part 7 of The Power of the Magdalene. And part 7, we're focusing on the new children. So we just completed chapter 25, reading specifically about the crystal children. And now we're going to talk about understanding the new children. This portion of the book is written by Jennifer Crews, Crews. So we have a new author or writer that is contributing this part of the book. And in taking a look at this chapter, it's relatively short, so no, I don't see any issue with reading it all in just one video. And I do apologize. I know that I had to break up, I think it was chapter 24 into 2 because it was just simply so long, or maybe it was chapter 25. One of the recent ones, it was pretty long. So let's go ahead and get started. Understanding the New Children, chapter 26, written by Jennifer Crews. Within the past 20 years, different generations of children have entered our world with amazing new characteristics. They have become recognized as new children. As a child intuitive in professional practice with a background in pediatric speech-language pathology, I have had the opportunity to get to know many of these children and their families over the course of 13 years. I witnessed the wide variety of diagnoses that were tossed around in the medical and educational fields in the hope of labeling and treating these children. These labels include sensory integration disorder, autism spectrum disorder, attention deficit disorder, and pervasive developmental disorder, along with others. This rampant labeling of children has been an attempt to help parents and professionals understand different intervention techniques and approaches. In the intuitive profession, different kinds of labels are currently being adopted, including such terms as indigo, crystal, and rainbow children. Again, these names summarize a grouping of characteristics applicable to certain children. I choose to follow and embrace a dramatically different and new perspective, a new paradigm regarding these children, and how we can better honor them and welcome them into our society. Although 1 out of every 150 children is currently being labeled with autism spectrum disorder, there is no epidemic occurring around autism. Remember, this book was written in 2008, and I do believe right now there is an epidemic of autism and ADHD. We've got a lot of kids that have sensory issues, all on different scales of the spectrum. My son included. They have tried to get me to put him on ADHD medications since he was probably in about the 4th grade. And he's been assessed for ADHD twice, and he never scores high enough. And even if he did, I work with him. I teach him tools that he can use. We use natural supplements and remedies here. And I literally see him growing out of it. I literally see him maturing and changing, and I refuse to numb him. I refuse to do any of these things to dampen or dim his light, just to make it easier for teachers to teach. As long as he's not being a disruption, he's not violent, he's not any of the things that are extreme, I see no need for it, me personally. Okay, all of these unique children are coming into our world to teach a new way of perceiving our environment, our worlds, and how to communicate with them. And then, I'm sorry, I skipped a line. She said, what is really happening is a human evolution, after I said that there is currently no epidemic around autism. The new children are pioneers in new methods of communication, intuitive and telepathic methods, which will eventually replace verbal communication. I know there are many strategies and resources currently linked with each of the labels used to diagnose children today, but I offer a simpler and more effective paradigm that will change the way you view your child. All of these children who fall under every category mentioned earlier have 2 things in common that most professionals and parents are not recognizing. Number 1, they see, interact, feel, and connect with energy first, and energy first all in capital letters. Number 2, they see, interact, feel, and connect with the physical world second. It's that simple. Unfortunately, most professionals and parents have not been taught to understand energy and the energetic world that surrounds us and makes up our environment. Everyone continues to try and find answers in the physical world to assist these children, but this is just not effective. And that goes to say, I know a lot of people who have medicated their children and it doesn't help the way that they thought it would help, or there's so many side effects, or their child is like a zombie, has no appetite. And it's like the cons are not worth the pros that their doctor or child psychologist or what have you is saying you're going to reap from these medications. It is through energy awareness that we will learn to relate to the new children. If more individuals understood the energetic world, then they would know how to connect with these children and truly understand them. These new children are teaching us about energy and about communication with the invisible world. They are teaching us about dimensions that cannot be seen directly at the physical level. They are also teaching us about love and heart energy. The new children have 10 subtle systems which contribute to their individual well-being when all 10 systems are working in harmony. 1 is immune, 2 digestive, 3 nervous/regulatory, 4 relational, 5 self-expression/communication, 6 body rhythm cycles, 7 perceptional, 8 energy awareness, 9 grid awareness, and 10 nature connection. When one or more of these systems is out of balance, blocked, disrupted, or disturbed, the child will communicate through a response or a reaction to his or her environment. Many in the traditional educational and medical fields refer to these forms of communication as behaviors, but I do not. I feel that for all children, a behavior is merely a form of communication. They may not be aware of what is disturbing them or causing misalignment in one or more of their 10 systems, but they are communicating a message. It is our job to become the interpreters of this message. The difficulty is that most professionals and parents try to interpret the communication from a physical perspective. Instead, we need to shift our approach and start interpreting their communications from an energy perspective, being aware that the physical world and the energy world are extensions of each other. The new children are built very differently from the rest of us. They have entered this world with new wiring within all the familiar systems, as well as collectively creating several new systems. This is an entirely natural process of human evolution. In order to support and promote the well-being of these children, it is necessary for parents and professionals to understand the 10 systems that are an integral aspect of each child. So we're going to go through these 10 systems that she just listed in a bit more detail. So starting with the immune system. The immune system reflects the current state of health and the ability to maintain health and fight off foreign bodies. The new children are either very fragile and hypersensitive with vulnerable immune systems or extremely strong with solid and resilient constitutions. I have yet to observe any new children that have immune systems falling in between these two extremes. Their immune systems are triggered by the emotional state of their family, community, and nation, as well as the state of the world. They energetically feel and absorb influences from all these sources, and their immune systems respond accordingly. This is an important awareness for all parents and professionals to reflect upon. Because of their highly developed sensitivity, we have a much greater impact on the new children than we would on the average child. That is why it is so vital for you to know yourself and heal your emotional wounds. Number 2, digestive system. Most of the new children are aware of what their bodies can and cannot handle. They naturally avoid certain foods that do not work for them. This innate awareness typically starts at a very early age. You will hear families say, "Yes, she does not eat dairy at all. She just avoids it." The child already knows that it does not feel good in her body. They have their own regulatory digestive system that they honor and understand. On many occasions, I will meet children that already know all of their allergies. They have a built-in barometer that prevents them from eating anything that will not make them feel good. It is important to understand and to listen to these new children. They really do know their own bodies. Number 3, the nervous system is the most vital system for the new children. Most acting out is directly correlated with the disturbance in the child's nervous system. The nervous systems of the new children are hypersensitive to all environmental stimuli. The best way to describe it is to say that they have more nerves throughout their bodies than you or I. This is true energetically, but may not be reflected at the physical level. Their nervous system under an X-ray may look the same as ours, but it is much more sensitive to the impact of sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. When they become overloaded, their nervous system reacts, trying to bring itself back into balance. I have learned that every child is different, and I've seen hundreds of ways these children attempt to regulate their nervous system. What is important to recognize is that this system is strongly affected by energy, as well as the physical world, and it plays a big role in the child's overall well-being. Number 4, the relational system. This is how the child observes and perceives the people around him or her, based on the energy and vibrational quality of a person. These children see right through you. They can tell if what you are saying actually matches the vibration you are sending out, and they can sense people's intentions and motives. They can assess a person or a situation vibrationally and energetically. This is a huge gift they bring to this world, but it is also the reason why so many new children are struggling in traditional schools. If a teacher is not in full integrity, these children will see right through them and challenge them. The old patterns of teaching are not in alignment with the new children. This gift of a highly tuned relational system requires parents and teachers to be in integrity and be authentic within themselves as well as with others. These children can see deception, bribery, and distraction quite acutely, and it is important to honor this. If they are uncomfortable around somebody or some situation, it is their relational system telling them to pay attention, and this can be astoundingly accurate. Number 5, self-expression. And I think when we're done reading all of these, this is basically just the rest of the chapter. And whether you have children or not, it is important to understand this because these children will one day be adults, and it is important to foster them in the way that is needed because they are not the same children that we were or our parents or grandparents were. They're very different, and it can make it really hard to understand and to also relate to. But the more you understand, the better we are for it in relating to them. Number 5, self-expression and communication play a significant role in the well-being of each child. The traditional approach of using verbal communication, tell us how you feel, will not apply to the new children. Some of them may not talk at all and will be labeled nonverbal. Others will only say a few words or short phrases or repeat what others are saying. The new children have their own unique forms of communication and self-expression, often involving intuition and energetic telepathy. It is these new communication methods which will eventually replace verbal patterns and become the most widely accepted forms of communication. However, currently we are conditioned to believe that verbal communication is the only comprehensive and effective form, and this belief limits these new children. Verbal expression is only one way of sharing information. Other forms of communication and full self-expression include the visual arts, dance, body movement, music, and rhythm. And what about energetic communication or telepathy or telekinetic communication, the moving of objects across a room without touching them? And have you thought about communicating with different dimensions or with the invisible world? Number 6, each one of us has a particular body rhythm cycle. My body cycle reminds me when my blood sugar is running low and I need to eat a sustaining meal. It also prompts me when I need alone time away from other people and energies. The new children recognize their body cycle and they adhere to it tenaciously. Although many people perceive this as stubborn or lazy or self-focused. We just do not respect or listen closely enough to be able to recognize this natural body rhythm cycle in the children. Pay attention to the body cycle of your child. When are they most productive? When do they need space and alone time? Learn your child's cycle and honor it. You can work within their cycle and you'll be amazed how much easier your relationship will flow if you do this. Number 7, the perceptional system. This is directly related to the senses. The new children require integration of all their senses to feel safe and good within their bodies. They typically have one or more senses that are more powerful and heightened compared to you or I. That's so funny. My son's hearing and his vision, he misses nothing. You can't get anything by that kid. Always has been that way. Okay. One child might see the grains of wood in a kitchen table, while another may hear a spider crawling in the corner of a room, or the hum of streetlights in a parking lot. They also have an awareness that goes beyond the traditional 5 senses to encompass vibrational knowing, intuitive knowing, and energy awareness. Number 8, energy awareness is the feeling, sensing, and acute knowing of energy that is invisible. This energy has a wide variety of different vibrational qualities and underpins everything that exists in the physical world. The new children understand that everything is a symbol representing something greater than itself. They know, for example, that 3 has an energy quality that can give access to much more information than the mere number 3 would suggest. Through energy awareness, some new children can understand and communicate with animals. Others can move objects across a room by pushing and moving the invisible energy. It is important to recognize that many of the new children will be geniuses in understanding and using energy. Number 9, grid awareness, which is an extension of energy awareness. The planet is covered with an energetic grid, like a subtle and invisible kind of global internet, which connects us all. The new children who persevere with lining up their trains and toys and then lie on the floor to follow the line they have created are mimicking the planetary grid. They feel the grid and sometimes they see it. Some even use it to communicate with children on the other side of the world. The grid plays a dominant role in their emotional states because they feel what is happening all over the world through being connected to the grid. And our last one, number 10, nature connection promotes peace, groundedness, and contentment for the new children. Their inner wisdom tells them that nature is an essential aspect of ourselves. And the more we tune into nature, the stronger we become in loving ourselves and others. I have observed that every new child I meet is innately and deeply connected with one of the main elements. Water, wood, fire, air, and earth are the elements I have witnessed so far. Determine which element your child resonates with most, and you have found the tool to help calm them and bring them comfort. Surround them with that element. If you can't determine which element is strongest, expose them to nature as much as possible. All 9 of their systems will then come quickly into balance and their overall well-being will improve. I encourage water fountains and plants in bedrooms. I have found this has helped a significant number of the new children I have met. That's funny. I always keep a plant in my son's room hanging up. I don't know why, but I've always felt like putting a plant in his room. Even though there may not be a plant everywhere else, his room always has a plant in it. That's so funny. And now we just have a bit of a closing here. Awareness of the 10 systems is fundamental in promoting balance, peace, and overall well-being in the new children. Dedicate yourself to becoming attentive to the role these 10 systems play in the lives of your children and the children around you. Recognition and appreciation of how these 10 systems affect your child will create a better understanding of who they are and what they are teaching. Contribute to the well-being of the new children by learning and becoming aware of energy and of yourself. This is the greatest gift you can give to every child. Note, this contribution by Jennifer Cruz, M.A., first appeared in a longer form in 2008 in Children of the New Earth. And this is just an excerpt from a chapter in a book called Intuitive Teachings, I believe. I'm sorry, no. It's an excerpt from the book Children of the New Earth, which is from a licensed copyright called Intuitive Readings. But if you wanted to get more information on this, you can go to childrenofthenewearth.com. And then just some information about Jennifer Cruz. Jennifer Cruz is the founder of Intuitive Teachings, an enterprise offering individual, group, and teleseminar teaching sessions on a range of topics, including the art of intuition, the new children, energy management, and multidimensional living. She is a child intuitive certified spiritual teacher, visionary author, and educator dedicated to honoring the essence of children and adults worldwide. Jennifer writes, I have devoted my life to teaching parents and professionals about intuition and energy to assist in understanding themselves and the new children. I am more than happy to share that knowledge and assist you to diving deeper into energy awareness, your personal intuition, and understanding your child. I look forward to supporting you as you choose to see yourself and your children from a new paradigm and making a difference in their lives. You can contact Jennifer Cruz through her website, www.intuitiveteachings.com. I might reach out to her. That sounds like a really great idea. Okay, so that completes part 7, talking about the new children. And then we have part 8, where we're going to be talking about a new dawn. And chapter 27, which is our first chapter in part 8, is titled Towards a New World. So we are almost done with this book. I do believe we have 2 parts left and about 4 chapters or so. So yeah, we'll go ahead and stop right there. Thank you all, as always, very much for joining me. This doesn't just benefit me by any means. This benefits you and all those that you come in contact with when you open yourself up to this kind of an education for the mind, the heart, and the soul. So if you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe, please comment, please like, share my videos or playlists with anybody that you may think might enjoy them. I would appreciate it so much. And until I see you again, take care of you, take care of those around you. I will see you very soon for the next part of our book. Bye-bye until then.